Hello, Ron Mithril here once again, and it's time to start up our next project. Back around the same time that Mega Man Unlimited was first released, I was approached about another fan game in progress. This one hadn't been largely announced to the public at the time, and so it was still relatively unknown. That game was Mega Man Rock Force. I was asked if I would consider trying it out and possibly recording a blind run, and was asked for feedback on the game, essentially becoming a beta tester for it. As it happened, I liked the game, and I did indeed record my initial playthrough. However, various things kept getting in the way of my posting it. First it was just other projects in progress, then it was a question of if it would be alright to post the music used in one of the stages. It was just one thing after another. But now, at long last, it's time to post the blind run. One thing worth noting, the version you'll see in the videos is an old version of the game. The game has been updated several times since then, and I'll be showing various changes and updates at the end of the video. So with that, on with the show. Disclaimer! Due to the blind run nature of this project, expect a bit of bumbling about failure and death. Due to the beta version nature of this project, expect some things not quite work the way they do in the current version. Thank you, and enjoy the videos. Suddenly Mega Man fan game. Hello, Ron Mithril here once again, and it's time to begin our next project. A bit of a special project. This is a fan effort that was brought to my attention. One that there's not a lot of, public knowledge of this one. I'm eager to try it out. It was the year 20XDX, and Earth had finally achieved an extended period of peace. Wily had since vanished, permitting the world to focus once more on true progress. However, Mega Man, knowing this peace would not last, recruited 8 willing robot masters, and began training them to fight any force of evil should it dare arise. To aid Mega Man's coaching, Dr. Light created a new robot, Justice Man. Justice Man would match Mega Man physically in every way, and was programmed with Mega Man's strong sense of justice. One fateful day, Ryu from Street Fighter was reporting the news. A group of robots began rallying against their creators. Mega Man saw this as an opportunity to test his team, the Rock Force. He sent the Rock Force out to subdue the rebellious robots. But none of the team returned. With communications down, Mega Man knew he had to act. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll save my friends and bring those rebels to justice. Mega Man Rock Force. So yes, this particular fan game, it's not too out in the open just yet, but the creator of the game, Goldwater DLS, sent me a trailer for the game and asked if I'd be interested in playing it, and from what I've tried so far, I've played through the intro stage, it actually looks really good, really solid, so I'm eager to get to the rest of this. So, let's start it up. 6 months before the rebellion, Mega Man, I have troubling news. There's been an energy surge at a nearby electric plant. Now the robots working there have started malfunctioning. You and Justice Man must go and stop the robots. I hope nobody's already been injured. And away we go. Mega Man, I'll search the other entrance for human workers. Good luck, brother. And so we have control. So this is pretty much Mega Man 3 style Mega Man. He can slide, but does not have a charge shot. One thing I will say is it's a little bit easy to accidentally jump cancel the slide. Unlike in the actual classic games, where if you hold down while sliding and try and slide again, it can just kind of continue your sliding. It doesn't quite work that way here. But it's not that big of an issue overall. So yeah, as I said, I kind of know my way through the intro stage. I've played through it before doing some recording tests. I really like the music in this game too. It's very well done. So yeah, those larger robots, you can only damage them in the open eye. Sometimes it's the upper one, sometimes it's the lower one, and you just have to look for an opening. And we have shield attackers. Alright. Just go through here. And here we're introduced to the first stage gimmick. You have to shoot those sensors to open up the gates, and sometimes you'll have to do trick shots. You can also do it to attack if the Mets would cooperate, but they don't seem too interested in doing that. But it's a neat little gimmick. I like how that works. Had to bounce a shot off the Met there to get that one. All the workers seem to have evacuated safely. Also, all hostile robots have been neutralized. You sure about that, Justice Man? And so we have our first boss. And we've already been trained on how we're going to have to actually attack him. We need to bounce shots up into him. The game was rather nice about teaching us that beforehand. Kinda like how it does that. It's a pretty unique kind of fight, I like that. Yeah, playing through this on the test run, needless to say, I did get shocked a good bit during that. And there we go, first boss down. I'm afraid nothing can be done, Mega Man. Functionally, he is completely operational. However, the shock has severely altered his mental matrix. I cannot guarantee he will ever be the same. Present day. And forget the story, it's stage select time. Alright, so yeah, from this point on, this is where the blind part of the LP kicks in. I haven't actually played any of these stages all the way through. I did have to take a peek at a couple of them, just trying to get the recording settings to work right, but I don't really know what to expect beyond here. So after a quick refreshing pause, we'll get right to it. As mentioned in the intro, it's actually been a while since I recorded the original Blind Run footage. The game has gone through several revisions since then, so let's have a look at how things in the game have changed from then to now. In this video, we'll be looking at core gameplay changes, as well as a few things to point out about the intro stage. Health warning! Ah! One minor change in the opening cinema there, but it looks like Ryu lost his job at the news station. I'm not sure if this new guy is supposed to be somebody from another Capcom game, but if so, I don't recognize them. The intro stage didn't really change anything, so instead, let's look at some of the core changes made to the game itself. First off, there's now a save system much like Mega Man 9 and 10, but just in case something goes wonky with your save file, the password system is still in place as a backup. Rather nice, that. Also, there are a lot of new options. Whereas the version I played basically just had control settings, resolution, and audio and video, Now there's a lot of new things you can mess around with. For example, in difficulty settings, we have stage difficulty, which works about like it does in Mega Man 9 and 10. It can change enemy layouts to make the stage easier or harder, but it also changes some more subtle things, such as how generous the items will be that drop from enemies, and even what Eddie will give you. Also, on hard mode, items will disappear a lot faster, so you have to be quick to get them. Boss difficulty also, from what I understand, works kinda like it does in Mega Man 10, where on hard mode they even have new attacks. This is something I'm gonna have to look into, I think. You can also change your default number of lives. Now here's an interesting one. You can change the amount of damage that spikes do to you. You can make them do half or even a quarter damage. Also, you can change them to be Mega Man 1 style spikes that just kill you on contact no matter what, even if you're invincible at the time. Or Mega Man 2 and onward spikes, which are slightly more lenient in that they will pay attention to invincibility frames. You can also change how much damage enemies will do to you, how far they'll knock you back when they hit you, just how strong your weapons are, the number of checkpoints per stage, and the amount of time that your invincibility frames actually last. Also notable under extra options, you can change the healing effect of getting energy or weapon energy to where it'll either pause the screen like the games usually do, or if they'll just instantly heal you. You can also set how far your slide will go, and there's also game priority, which can be used to kind of make the game a little less stressful on your computer's resources. Right from the outset, one of the major problems I noticed with the controls has been fixed, and that is, as long as you're holding down now, you can maintain your slide. You actually have to let go of down now in order to jump cancel. It's interesting how often that seems to be overlooked in some of the fan games I've played. Also, Mega Man has gotten a bit of an upgrade. In the version I played, it was Mega Man 3 style. He could slide, but no charge. But now, he seems to have Mega Man 5 style charging. Also, one thing of note. One of the things that tends to annoy me the most about charge shots is just having that grating charging sound constantly going in the background. This, however, does something to fix it. The sound fades out after a while. I kinda like that. For those wondering, it is indeed possible to use the reflection technique to bounce charge shots around the room. It does help this fight go a good deal faster. You just have to be careful about releasing your shots so that you don't get trapped in the middle during that shock attack, and that you can time it so that you hit him instead of missing him when he jumps. And finally, just a bit of proof of concept. A lovely new save system. Wonderful. So that's pretty much all the extra footage I have for this one, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the project so far, and I shall see you again next time. Until then, fare thee well.